Hello and welcome back to another video where today I will explain all of Minecraft's updates in 10 minutes. From back to the alpha version of Minecraft to its far future 1.21, please subscribe, like, and comment down below, and I hope you enjoy. Let's start from the very beginning. So one day, in 2009, a Swedish man named Mark Persson, also go by the name Notch, would create a simple computer sandbox game that go by Cave Game, which at the time was a world of cobblestone, grass, and simple caves. Notch would then upload his game on his website where people downloaded it and really enjoyed the game, motivating him to work on it more, giving us our first update only 6 days after its initial release. Early Classic Creative. This update would add, of course, Creative Mode, trees, ores, bedrock, and also a few other blocks for players to build with. But why not build with other people? So, 15 days later, Notch added multiplayer, commands, and some more blocks. 3 months later, Notch started thinking the game was too simple and easy, so he added an early version of Survival Mode to bring the game a challenge while also introducing mobs. Late Classic Creative. Many days after the survival update on October 27th, Notch would fix block placement controls, and the following months we get the first in-depth update and our first number update of Minecraft 0.31, adding crafting, diamonds, apples, torches, fire, official survivor mode, and chest, which would mean for the past year the only way of stores was just your inventory and nothing else. And we can assume this is when Cave Game's name that switched to Minecraft, as when looking for the name switch, all I can find is that it happened somewhere in 2009, most likely 0.31 or 1.0. On to the second end of update that came out not so long after the first, which gave us armor, farming, the furnace, and day and night cycle, as well as improving mob drops and adding bread and paintings. Months later, we would conclude with in-depth, adding dungeons, arrows, golden apples, buckets, and the infinite world, which actually is just an approximate of 3.6 quadrillion blocks, but with that big of a number, it would give the illusion of an infinite world. Alpha 1.0. 4 months later down the road, we get Alpha 1.0 with the addition of redstone dust, redstone torches, levers, and other redstone blocks and items. Not so long after, we get Alpha 1.1, which would bring the small addition of compasses and lava buckets as fuel. 2 months after that, Mojang would release a very big update and their first named update, the Halloween update, that added the Nether, more mobs, pumpkins, more biomes, and fishing. And 3 months after that, the game would add some smaller updates such as better leaf decay, throwable eggs. A month later, note blocks, cakes, dispensers, lapis, dyeable wool, sugar, sandstone, and squids. 1.6 and 1.7 will finish off the series of mini updates with adding maps, trapdoors, and pistons. Adventure Update 1. This was a 2-part update adding Enderman and Watermelon, as well as Hunger, Villagers, Better Creative Mode, Strongholds, and a few other small things. And in my opinion, the coolest structure in Minecraft, the Firelands. Another 3 months later, the second part of Adventure Update 1 would come, Adventure Update 2, adding the end, enchanting, potions, breeding, villagers, the Nether Fortress, more Nether mobs, snowmen, hardcore, and mushroom islands. And a while later, in 1.1, added spawn eggs, super flat, and beaches. Not so long after 1.1, 1.2 came and introduced the Iron Golem, jungles, mineshafts, zombie sieges, ocelots, and other things. Months later, 1.3, villagers finally get to use 8 months after getting added, and we also get both temples from the jungle and desert, and a few extra blocks and items. The Pretty Scary Update. This update gave Minecraft its second boss to Wither nearly a year after its first, and this is also when we get bats, beacons, and a few unusual items and blocks for this update, such as anvils, command blocks, more food, and item frames. Redstone Update. This was the second update that was mainly focused on redstone, as the first one was back in Alpha 1.0. But unlike the past updates, this was all redstone, adding hoppers, blocks of redstone, daylight sensors, redstone comparator, trap chests, nether quartz, weight pressure plates, and better lighting. The Horse Update. This update added horses, and after that very big update, we get another big leap of time coming towards 1.7, an update to change the world, adding 11 new biomes, the Mesa, Mega Taiga, Root Forest, Birch Forest, Deep Ocean, Flower Forest, Savannah, Extreme Hills, and Snowless Taiga. This update will also add better word generation to accommodate for the new biomes. Soon after, we had the Bountiful update, adding the 3 most disgusting blocks my eyes have ever seen, Granite, Andesite, and Diorite. But despite those failures, we get the Ocean Monument, a bunch of blocks, and animals, and now a chain requires lapis. After the Bountiful update, Minecraft went on a long hiatus after Microsoft bought it. And near the beginning of 2016, 1.9 rolled around, adding end cities, elytras, a better end fight, and a lot of revamped things. Most importantly, its new combat system with some players adapting to the new 1.9 PvP, while others staying using 1.8 PvP. A slight while after the 1.9 update, the rather smaller Frostburn update came and added more warm and cold mobs and a few blocks. And 5 months after that update, the exploration update came, adding one of the many huge structures in Minecraft, the mansion. And with the addition of the mansion came totems, nitwit, and cartographer villagers, llamas, and shulker boxes. This next update will add a whole bunch of color to Minecraft, i.e. its name, the World of Color update, adding of course colored concrete powder, glazed terracotta, dyeable beds, improved wool colors, parrots, and some minor stuff like functions and replacing achievements with advancements. Another year later, we're getting an aquatic update, improving the underwater aspect of Minecraft greatly, adding new sea animals, biomes, tridents, swimming, new water physics, and way more underwater additions. This update will also bring the first mob vote winner to the game, the Phantom, which was a mistake. Year after that, we get the Village and Pillage update, adding new blocks and updating villages. We're also giving villagers new jobs and a whole new look, as well as buying specific outfits. We also got village raids that came with a bunch of new hostile mobs for rewards. And most importantly, this update was a texture redesign of nearly every single texture in the game. Another biome was added, the Bamboo Forest, with its respective mob, the Panda. The biome vote winner, which was the Taiga, got updated and includes the foxes with it. And a few months later, what in my opinion would have just been 1.14.5, was the Buzzy Bees update of 1.15, adding bees, honey-based blocks, and rewriting a bunch of rendering code. Another year-long wait and we get the next biggest nether update since the second adventure update in 2011, adding netherite ingots, which are actually the first node tooltip to be added since 10 years. We also get a whole new lot of nether biomes and nether mobs, and zombie pigmen get a new model and were renamed as zombie piglins. We're now getting close to the fairly recent updates with Caves and Cliffs Part 1 that added various cave plants, new cave mobs, and when mining, instead of finding some ores, you find raw versions of themselves. Some new ores were added like copper and amethyst, and we also got some variation of stone blocks. A few textures got updated, and another mob from the mob vote was added, the goat and the glowswood. After another long wait, Caves and Cliffs Part 2 came along. It would add a cave and mountain overhaul to increase the height to 320 and depth limit to -64. Also, this was the biggest generation update since 1.7 7 years ago. The ore distribution got changed for what I think was the better, and now mobs only spawn light levels of 0, and we get a new overworld and disc music. 1 year later again, and we get the Wild update, or just Caves and Cliffs Part 3. We get a new wood type mangrove with its respective biome, the mangrove swamp, and the new mobs or frags inhabited. We also get an cave biome, the deep dark, that adds blocks that detect sound and can spawn the warden, a mob that's blind but is nearly impossible to beat. Also in the deep dark can sometimes have the structure called the ancient city, that has high chances of spawning a warden but also have a lot of the best loot in the game. Maybe you're on par of End City's loot. Some of the other smaller things that got added were boats with chests, the recovery compass, which I guarantee nobody has ever, and I mean ever, used. And this mistake was also added. But this concludes the past updates, and now we're on to the present and future. 1.20, the Trails and Tales update. Now we're in the present, and if you don't know yet in this update, we get our what type of biome, Cherry Wood and Cherry Grove biome. Archaeology, which was the main focus of this update, added a brush that can dig into suspicious sand/gravel, which can help you find a sniffer that spawned it in, or to find the new pottery shards to make pots. And even armor trims, which are a new item in the game that lets you customize your armor with different ores as different colors, and different trims as different designs. These trims can now be found in different chests around the world as well. The smithing template, similar to the trim, is now a necessity in Mega Netherite, which can only be found in a certain type of bash that make Netherite a bit harder to get, but balancing it out. Camels are also added, but only spawn in desert villages. They are rideable and can support 2 people, and also dash far instead of jump high like horses. Desert wells now have a bunch of suspicious sand in them, which has been the only update to the desert for 11 years. Bamboo can now be used to craft a multitude of bamboo blocks, and speaking of blocks, a new type of sign, the hanging sites are added, that can well hang and have a slightly smaller text box compared to regular signs. And this would conclude the current present, but now let's go on to the future. 1.21. This update is said to come in mid-2024, so I'm going to tell you what we know as of this video. In this update, the tough blocks are getting a brick version, and a bunch of new copper blocks are getting added, which I think will make more players give copper a chance. New redstone blocks are coming, such as the Autocrafter, a block that can automatically craft anything with the right items funneled into it, which will probably change the course of Minecraft Auto Farms greatly. A new hostile mob called the Breeze will shoot gusts of wind at you to protect the place they live underground called the Trial Chambers, a room with a series of hallways and other rooms that can contain a new type of spawner that spawns waves of mobs, and after they're all defeated, will reward the player. There's also a Trial Chambers key that is dropped from the spawner upon completing its trials that currently doesn't have a function as of this video. The 2023 mob vote armadillo is coming in this update and will live in a savanna biome where you can brush or maybe shear later on to collect the scutes, which can be used to make wolf armor, which has the same protection as diamond horse armor. And this is currently all we know, as anything else is unannounced. Now that we came to the end of this video, I think we should take the time to appreciate how far Minecraft has came from being a simple sandbox game to now a worldwide sensation with a huge creative community and with sometimes an amazing developer group. Even with some of Minecraft's downsides, in the end, Minecraft is truly a great game. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, comment up below, and I'll see you in the next one.